While Santa's been busy at the North Pole, it's near the South Pole where some serious scientific action has been taking place.
One of the things I find most striking is the presence of Antarctica on ancient maps, because we didn't discover it until 1820, and yet it's on maps drawn in the 1500s with great detail.
A team of fearless New Zealand scientists made an astounding discovery in the icy wilderness of Antarctica, straight out of a tale of hidden ancient cities. Using an innovative drill to pierce the thick ice, they uncovered a secret, teeming world beneath the Ross Ice Shelf, like a concealed metropolis. This real-life quest unveils the extraordinary resilience of life in the most extreme, mirroring myths of subterranean frozen civilizations. What urgent secrets does the ice hold about surviving our world's looming crises? Let's visit the core of Antarctica's icy deserts, where the mysterious traces of ancient existence are preserved. The secret life under Antarctica's ice. In the freezing and wide-open spaces of Antarctica, a place so chilly it feels like it could vaporize everything inside you. A group of brave scientists from New Zealand went on an amazing adventure. They had a really special tool, a hot water drill made by some smart folks at Victoria University of Wellington, and they used it to dig into secrets deep under the ice. Right under the massive Ross Ice Shelf, a huge ice wall that looks like nature's fortress, they found something incredible. It wasn't just a block of ice down there. It was a hidden, buzzing world, alive and magical, kind of like a secret garden that nature had kept to itself. Getting to this point was no easy task. The team had to drill through more than a mile of solid, tough ice, exactly 1,640 feet down. The drill they used was something out of a fantasy story. They were driven by a simple kind of wonder, the same feeling that makes people want to explore places that haven't been touched, even if it seems like nature is saying, "You shouldn't be here." They were searching for hidden rivers and lakes under the ice, places some folks thought might be there, but had never actually seen. What they discovered was awesome, a river running silently under the ice, flowing through a huge cave that looked as grand as the biggest churches or palaces, but made entirely by nature. This secret spot was full of life, with swarms of little amphipods, tiny creatures similar to shrimp, no bigger than a small fingernail, but related to lobsters and crabs. These little guys gathered around the camera, just as curious about the scientists as the scientists were about them. But this amazing discovery was just the start. The real work is trying to understand how these tiny creatures can live in such a tough place. It's really hard to get to this hidden world, and even harder to study it, which makes every bit of information very valuable. Finding this ecosystem is a big deal. It shows us how complex and connected life on Earth is, even in the coldest, darkest places. These tiny creatures living under the Antarctic ice show us how strong life can be. The journey to find this hidden world was full of challenges. The scientists had to face the extreme cold, the danger of drilling through so much ice, and not knowing what they'd find. But they kept going, and their efforts opened up a new look into a part of our world we didn't know about before. This hidden world under the ice is like a treasure, giving us hints about how life can hang on in the toughest spots. It also makes us think about how climate change might affect these delicate places and what we should do to keep them safe. Exploring these secret places isn't just about being curious. It's about understanding our planet better, learning how life manages in extreme conditions, and figuring out how to protect these special ecosystems. The work done by the New Zealand team is a big step forward, reminding us of the amazing things hidden just out of sight, waiting for us to find them. Deep in the cold heart of Antarctica, under the big Ross Ice Shelf, the scientists from New Zealand uncovered something that took their breath away. They found a world hidden away, full of life, in a place you wouldn't expect anything to survive. This place wasn't just getting by, it was full of action, centered around a hidden river that brought life to a stunning cave. So big and beautiful it could make the fanciest buildings look simple by comparison. In this icy, natural cathedral, lots of little amphipods, tiny creatures like small shrimp, danced in the water. Though they're small, these creatures are related to lobsters and crabs. They swarmed around the camera, curious, making a connection between the world we know and the one we just discovered. But let's not forget, This amazing world is in one of the toughest places on Earth, super cold and out of the way, testing the limits of life. It's a place not really welcoming to visitors. The cold, the pressure, and the darkness make it a very unwelcoming spot. But life thrives here, showing us just how adaptable it can be. The tiny creatures called amphipods, living with their river under the glacier, show us how life can hang on in places we'd never expect. This river under the ice, quietly feeding life in such a cold spot, moves through the ice unseen, supporting a whole world of life in the dark. Despite the cold, the weight of the ice, and no light from the sun, life has found a way to keep going, adjusting to some really tough conditions. Getting to this hidden place wasn't easy at all. The team of scientists had to bring out some really advanced equipment to drill through more than a mile of solid ice. This thick ice was like a giant wall, keeping the secret world below cut off from everything above. They used a drill that runs on hot water to melt a path down, opening up a way into a place that hadn't seen sunlight for thousands of years. Finding this hidden world under the ice makes us ask a lot of new questions. How can these little creatures keep living in such a cold and dark place? What can they teach us about the chances of finding life in other really harsh places, maybe even on other planets? And a really big question is about how changing climate could hurt these hidden worlds that are so finely balanced in the deep dark. The fact that there's life under the ice shows how bold and curious people are about exploring. It makes us remember that even with all the new things we learn, there's still so much we don't know about our own planet. The bravery and persistence it takes to explore these unknown places show how much we want to understand more about the universe and our spot in it. But exploring these untouched places needs to be done carefully. We have to remember that our need to explore can affect these amazing places we're just finding. Finding the right balance between wanting to know more and keeping these places safe is really important, and it means we have to think carefully about how we interact with nature. By discovering life under the ice in Antarctica, scientists have helped us learn more about life on Earth and reminded us how important it is to take care of our planet. As we learn about life surviving in the toughest spots, it's also a call to protect these places from harm, things we can see and things we can't. This discovery isn't just about adding new names to the list of species or finding places no one has seen before. It's a really clear sign of how complex our world is and how careful we need to be with all the different parts of nature, even in the most out-of-the-way and tough spots like under Antarctica's ice. These little creatures, making their lives in a cold, hidden world, make us rethink what it means for life to be tough and able to change. In the quiet ice of Antarctica, scientists find old secrets, showing life's history under the ice. Exploring the secrets of Antarctica's ancient oceans. A group of scientists embarked on an incredible journey in the vast, icy wilderness of Antarctica, a place now so quiet and seemingly lifeless. In 2019, this dedicated team from the International Ocean Discovery Program, filled with hope and driven by curiosity, went deep beneath the ocean's surface, drilling 583 feet down into the seabed. What they unearthed was nothing short of astonishing: DNA that had lain hidden for over 1 million years, buried in the seabed's mud. These tiny fragments of the past opened a window to a time when Antarctica buzzed with life, a stark contrast to the silent, icy landscape we know today. This treasure trove of ancient DNA, known as DNA, was miraculously well preserved in the chilly, oxygen-starved depths where no sunlight could reach to degrade it. It's as though the Earth itself had decided to safeguard this secret, waiting patiently for us to uncover it. Most of this genetic goldmine belonged to minuscule ocean plants known as phytoplankton. These tiny organisms, invisible to the naked eye, play a crucial role at the very foundation of the ocean's food chain. The discovery of their DNA tells us stories of ancient, warmer times when the seas surrounding Antarctica teemed with a rich tapestry of life. This peek into the ancient DNA not only sheds light on the shifting ballet of life in the ocean over eons, but also offers hints about how the marine landscape might evolve with the ongoing climate shifts. However, this journey into the past isn't just an academic exercise. It's a mirror reflecting our present and future. our planet's changing climate is making its mark on Antarctica, with melting glaciers and shrinking ice caps. By piecing together how life in Antarctica has morphed over millennia, scientists hope to forecast future changes. This revelation underscores our planet's vast, untold stories. Antarctica, silent and vast, guards secrets of its lively past, waiting for us to uncover them. These snippets of ancient DNA are like breadcrumbs leading us through the labyrinth of Earth's history, showing us that life, even in the coldest, most secluded spots, can flourish. The tenacity of ancient Antarctic life, thriving through environmental shifts and turns, offers us lessons in resilience and adaptability. The scientists' endeavor to unearth these DNA samples is nothing short of an epic tale of adventure. Venturing into one of the planet's most inhospitable environments requires meticulous planning, hard work, and a bold heart. Their successful quest deepens our understanding of our world and highlights our duty to safeguard it for future generations. This breakthrough forces us to rethink our relationship with our planet. The unfolding changes in Antarctica serve as a clarion call, urging us to heed the signs and act responsibly. Understanding our past through discoveries like ancient DNA equips us to make informed decisions, steering us toward a sustainable future for our planet. Let's broaden the canvas even further. Phytoplankton, the protagonists of this ancient DNA story, are more than just microscopic plants. They are the linchpins of the marine ecosystem, supporting a diverse web of life from tiny fish to gigantic whales. The seas around ancient Antarctica, now revealed as bustling hubs of biodiversity, challenge our perceptions and invite us to reimagine the continent's ecological saga. The extraordinary preservation of this ancient DNA highlights a natural phenomenon akin to a deep freeze, coupled with an almost complete absence of oxygen and the protective darkness shielding these genetic relics from damaging UV rays. This serendipitous blend of conditions created a perfect vault, preserving a genetic blueprint of life from an era long gone. This blueprint allows scientists to reconstruct past climates and ecosystems, providing critical insights into the resilience of life and the dynamism of our planet's climate. The unique mix of cold, lack of oxygen, and darkness under the Antarctic ice work together to keep the DNA of ancient creatures perfectly safe, like a treasure chest that's been locked away. By looking into this old DNA, researchers can figure out a lot. They can understand the types of animals that used to live there and the world they inhabited. They're like detectives, putting together hints about the weather, how warm the sea was, and what kind of animals were part of the food chain back then. This gives us a peek back in time, showing us how the Earth's weather and living systems have shifted and might keep shifting. Finding this ancient DNA also makes us think hard about what's coming next for our world. If Antarctica was once a place where a lot of sea creatures could live because it was warm, what does that mean for us now as we see the planet heating up and ice caps melting? It reminds us that the world's weather is always in flux, but the changes happening right now are really fast. This old DNA acts like a red flag, warning us about what could happen if the planet gets warmer. But it's not all doom and gloom. Knowing how life managed to survive past weather changes can help us prepare for what's ahead. We can use this knowledge from the deep past to guide our efforts to save species that are in danger and take care of their natural homes. The DNA from long ago isn't just something cool for scientists to study. It's a helpful tool for looking after our environment and reminding us how delicate it is. As scientists dig up secrets from ancient Antarctic life, they're finding new paths for their research. They're searching other parts of the world for places where the same kind of conditions might have kept old DNA safe. Every find adds a bit more to our understanding of the world's history, showing us the intricate web of life that has spanned millions of years. While the thought of ancient DNA under the Antarctic ice grabs our imagination, painting pictures of a lively green past, we need to stay grounded. This look back into 1,000,000 years ago is more than just a curiosity. It's a clear signal about how much the world's climate can change. The DNA tells us about the evolution of sea life and the conditions in Antarctica back in the day. More importantly, though, it gives us a hint at what the future might hold for this frozen land. This ancient genetic stuff points out the cycles of warming and cooling our planet goes through, It shows us that the ice and cold we see in Antarctica now haven't always been there. This insight is super valuable for scientists trying to guess how the continent's life might look down the line. There's a chance we could see a wide variety of life in Antarctica again if the world keeps warming up. Or, if we manage to slow down or stop the warming, we might keep its icy landscape as it is. But this old DNA is about more than just guessing the future. It's a stark reminder of the big impact humans are having on the world's climate. The rate at which things are changing now is like nothing we've seen before in Earth's history, something this old DNA helps to underline. By comparing how fast things changed in the past to how fast they're changing now, scientists can get a better grasp of what our actions mean for the whole planet. This discovery also shows how everything on Earth is connected. Changes in life under the Antarctic Sea could end up affecting ocean currents, weather, and animals and plants far away. This old DNA shows how a change in one place can spread, touching different parts of the world and all kinds of living things. By finding this ancient DNA, researchers have grabbed a piece of the puzzle that tells the story of Earth's weather history, a piece that might help predict what's in store for Antarctica. It's a bit scary to think that the icy wilderness we see now could either be a brief pause in a cycle of life or a sign of a colder, emptier future, depending on how the world's climate shifts. Let's return to a warm, green Antarctica, a world away from today's ice. Antarctica's fascinating prehistoric evolution. Step back into a world that feels like it's been lifted from the pages of a fantasy novel. Picture this: about 90 million years ago, a time when mighty dinosaurs roamed freely, Antarctica was a world apart from the frosty, desolate continent we're familiar with now. Imagine lush, dense rainforests bursting with life, covering what we now know as a place of ice and snow. This now hidden realm, buried beneath thick layers of ice, once rivaled the vibrant forests found on New Zealand's South Island in its richness and biodiversity. Scientists, like detectives unraveling the mysteries of our planet's ancient history, stumbled upon evidence of this astonishing past. They drilled into the frozen ground near West Antarctica's Pine Island Glacier, pulling up sediment cores that were not merely chunks of earth, but treasure troves of ancient secrets. Hidden within these cores were traces of pollen, spores, and roots, the remnants of plants that flourished in a climate far warmer than we could imagine for such a place today. Envision a period when the land we now call Antarctica was warm enough that you'd comfortably go without heavy winter gear. Average temperatures lingered around a mild 54-degree F, a stark contrast to the current icy conditions. During that prehistoric era, summer temperatures in Antarctica could climb to about 66-degree F, with the waters of rivers and swamps reaching a pleasant 68-degree F. The notion of such a warm, welcoming Antarctica contrasts sharply with the frosty wilderness it has become. This prehistoric rainforest didn't just appear by chance. Its existence was closely tied to Antarctica's position on the globe and the climate patterns of the time. Long ago, Antarctica was a piece of the supercontinent Gondwana. Over millennia, as the Earth's tectonic plates shifted and danced, Gondwana broke apart, setting Antarctica adrift towards its current position at the South Pole. Yet during the rainforest's heyday, Antarctica was still linked to other land masses, enjoying a temperate climate that nurtured an incredible array of life. Uncovering this long-lost rainforest is pivotal for many reasons. For starters, it turns our understanding of climate and ecological resilience on its head. Discovering that Antarctica, the epitome of cold, once pulsed with the life of a rainforest, demonstrates the dramatic climatic shifts our planet has experienced. This insight compels us to reconsider what we think we know about Earth's environmental capabilities and the extent of change it can undergo. Moreover, this revelation carries significant weight in discussions on climate change. The fact that a rainforest once thrived in what is now a frozen desert highlights the dynamic nature of Earth's climate system, influenced by factors well beyond immediate human control. It emphasizes the crucial role that atmospheric CO2 levels play in regulating planetary temperatures, suggesting that significantly higher concentrations were present to sustain such warmth so far from the equator. The discovery of this ancient, warm environment in Antarctica paves the way for further scientific exploration. Researchers are now expanding their search to other corners of the globe, hoping to find similar conditions that have preserved ancient genetic material. This pursuit not only enriches our understanding of Earth's climatic history, but also aids in forecasting future changes. Reflecting on this hidden rainforest reminds us of Earth's remarkable capacity for transformation. Antarctica's ancient green past serves as a poignant reminder of the ongoing impacts of climate change. In facing today's environmental challenges, the insights gained from studying Antarctica's prehistoric ecosystems offer valuable lessons in sustainability and deep respect for the delicate balance of our planet's ecology. Pretend for a moment you're hopping into a time machine, zooming back to Antarctica, 90 million years in the past. Instead of being greeted by endless ice and bitter cold, you're walking into a warm, dense rainforest. This sounds like something out of a fantasy book, but it's a real discovery made by scientists. They dug up ancient soil samples from underneath the ice near West Antarctica's Pine Island Glacier. Within these samples, they found bits of ancient pollen, spores, and roots, little hints left by the plants that once flourished there. These clues reveal that what is now a land of ice was once basking in mild weather, where summer days were warm enough to go about without needing layers of clothes. During that ancient time, Antarctica was not the isolated, icy fortress we think of today. It was a piece of a much larger landmass. The climate was just right for a dense, swampy forest to thrive, similar to the lush landscapes you'd see in New Zealand today. The temperatures averaged around 54 degrees F, quite gentle and mild, especially when you think about how cold Antarctica is now. In the summer, it got even warmer, with temperatures often climbing to 66 degrees F. The waters in the rivers and marshes got cozy too, warming up to about 68 degrees F, perfect for a relaxing swim. This period of warmth meant that the land wasn't buried under ice. The forests were full and lush, soaking up the sun and creating a natural warming effect. This kept things warm even when the sun took a break during the lengthy polar nights, showcasing an early natural version of what we now refer to as global warming, with Antarctica at the forefront, demonstrating the significant shifts our planet's climate is capable of. The forests of this ancient world weren't so different from the ones we know today. They took in carbon dioxide and gave off oxygen, playing a vital part in regulating the climate, much like modern forests do. This rich plant life hints at a diverse animal population that could have lived there, maybe even dinosaurs, wandering among the thick greenery. This glimpse into Antarctica's forest-covered past teaches us a lot about our planet. It's a clear sign that Earth's climate has been in flux long before humans came into the picture. This past knowledge is essential for grasping the changes we're observing in today's climate. Studying these ancient conditions helps scientists predict how the planet's weather and ecosystems might shift going forward. But why does an ancient rainforest matter to us now? It serves as a reminder of the connectedness of our world. The climate changes we're experiencing today might lead to long-term shifts, similar to those that transformed Antarctica from a warm, forested area to a cold, barren Iceland. It also sheds light on the greenhouse effect, a process that's at the heart of current discussions on climate change. This discovery of a long-gone rainforest also opens new doors for scientific exploration. Researchers are now scouting for similar ancient conditions around the globe, hoping to uncover more secrets about Earth's climate history and its impact on the world. Every new finding enriches our understanding of the delicate balance of life on Earth and the intricate climate system that supports it. While these findings offer a stunning view of an Earth that once was, they serve two major purposes. Firstly, they challenge our current grasp of how climate works on a global scale. Secondly, they are key for scientists piecing together what the future might hold for our planet's climate. If Antarctica has shifted between being a frozen wasteland and a tropical haven before, who's to say such dramatic changes couldn't happen again? This story, as intriguing as it is, also serves as a crucial reality check. It reminds us that the Earth operates on a scale and timeline far beyond our everyday lives. The shift from a rainforest to an icy wilderness is proof of Earth's capacity for transformation, with or without human influence. but it also strongly encourages us to pay attention to the signs of change around us and to understand the mechanisms behind these shifts. The thought of dinosaurs roaming through Antarctic rainforests is not just amusing. It's a serious nudge to recognize the fluidity of Earth's climate. Antarctica's present icy condition isn't fixed. It's merely one chapter in a long, evolving story of the planet's climate history. This prehistoric twist in the tale not only shakes up our understanding, but also highlights the need to decode the clues Earth's climate history offers us, preparing us for what the future might bring. The tale of Antarctica's once lush green past is far from just an odd historical tidbit. It's an essential part of understanding the broader narrative of global climate shifts. Scientists find hidden penguins from space, thanks to their poop. Locating ancient emperor penguin populations. In today's world, filled with advanced gadgets for every possible need, it's surprisingly penguin poop that's leading to groundbreaking discoveries in the cold, far reaches of Antarctica. This year, a bunch of clever scientists shared some exciting news. They identified 4 previously unknown groups of emperor penguins. And how did they manage this feat? By spotting the distinctive stains left by penguin droppings from satellites orbiting far above the Earth. Yes, you read that correctly. By observing the unique dark marks on the ice, made by penguin guano, researchers could pinpoint where these hard-to-find penguins had been congregating. Emperor penguins are truly the titans among their kind, outsizing all other types of penguins in both height and weight. These penguins have won over hearts worldwide, though studying them up close is no easy task. Their chosen homes are among the most inhospitable and inaccessible on the planet, plunged into deep cold. The areas they inhabit are so secluded and bitterly cold, with temperatures plunging to minus 60 degrees Celsius, 76 degree F, making direct observation by scientists not just difficult, but almost impossible. However, with the aid of satellite imagery and the unexpected help of poop marks visible on the ice, researchers have devised an ingenious method to monitor these mysterious birds from a distance. The images from space revealed reddish-brown blotches against the stark white ice, unmistakably signaling the presence of penguin colonies. While the idea of discovering penguin communities by their fecal stains might bring a smile, its impact is significant. This approach allows for a distant yet effective way to study these creatures without disrupting their natural activities. This innovative tracking technique does more than just locate penguin gatherings. It offers valuable insights into the overall population of emperor penguins across the globe. Prior to this discovery, there was growing concern among conservationists and scientists. Many feared that the emperor penguin numbers were dwindling, as the sea ice they rely upon for nesting, feeding, and raising their young was melting at an alarming rate due to global warming. Uncovering these new penguin colonies doesn't magically fix everything, but it does provide a more detailed and accurate picture of their population, revealing an increase in known emperor penguin colonies by around 5%. Unveiling these new colonies significantly advances our comprehension of emperor penguin numbers and their current state in an ever-changing environment. By accurately mapping the locations and sizes of these colonies, scientists can develop more effective strategies for conserving these magnificent birds and safeguarding the frozen landscapes they call home. Emperor penguins stand out as the giants in the penguin family, towering over their relatives in both height and bulk. Their journey across Antarctica's icy stretches has not only etched their paths into the snow, but also etched their images into the hearts of people around the globe. However, getting up close and personal with these magnificent birds presents a slew of challenges. They've made their homes in some of the chilliest spots on the planet, where temperatures dive so low they practically laugh in the face of any thermometer, bottoming out at a bone-chilling minus 76 degrees Fahrenheit. Attempting to observe them directly in their frosty domains isn't just a logistical nightmare due to the extreme cold. It also risks disturbing these sensitive creatures. Surprisingly, it's been their poop that's provided an invaluable insight into understanding these enigmatic birds better. Yes, you heard that right. The droppings of emperor penguins scientifically referred to as guano, have unexpectedly become a treasure trove of data. This revelation might seem a bit odd at first glance, but it's genuinely groundbreaking. Thanks to the unique markers left by their waste, researchers can keep tabs on these hard-to-reach birds without intruding on their natural behaviors. Surviving in such brutally cold environments, emperor penguins have developed remarkable adaptations. A thick layer of blubber and densely packed feathers shield them from the cold, while their instinct to huddle together for warmth during the bleakest winters showcases their communal survival strategies. Their reproductive cycle, particularly intriguing to scientists, involves laying eggs and nurturing their chicks on the precarious sea ice through the harsh Antarctic winter. The ice's condition is crucial for their breeding success. However, as global temperatures inch upwards, the stability of their icy breeding grounds is under threat, potentially disrupting their life cycle. This makes the accurate monitoring of their populations and habitats more crucial than ever. Yet venturing into these remote, frigid territories for traditional field studies poses significant challenges. Enter the game-changing power of satellite technology. By analyzing images captured from orbit, scientists can now identify the colorful splotches left by penguin colonies on the white canvas of Antarctica. These guano stains, markedly different in hue from their icy surroundings, reveal the locations of emperor penguin gatherings, likely indicating active breeding sites. This innovative approach cleverly sidesteps the need for disruptive fieldwork by leveraging modern satellite capabilities to monitor these creatures from a distance. As we marvel at the ingenious ways scientists uncover secrets of nature, we're left pondering, could penguin poop hold the key to solving even more enigmas? Like, comment, and subscribe to share your thoughts.